Hey there. Happy Friday. How's everyone doing? Thanks for tuning in to this Workout Wednesday 2023, week 36. We are moving right along through this year. Another great challenge from Kyle. Should be a good one. Let's take a look at what he's got for us today. There we go. Nope, not that one. This one. There we go. All right, so can you build a dashboard for pre-aggregated measures? So basically, let's see what we're going to be doing. Let's take a look. Here is the challenge. Here are the requirements. Here is the data set. Uses an aggregated Superstore data set. You can find it here. All right, and let's see. We're going to be doing. Looks like, can you build a dashboard for pre-aggregated measures? So we've got, we can select the grain, monthly or yearly. We can select, what do we want to color on? Okay, so what do we want color on? We want to color by category. Okay. No color is just going to be the overall. And we're going to be doing this all on one sheet. So we got that. We got this. So we can build small multiples. It's pretty cool. All categories, all regions, all Oh, that didn't. If we go back to none. Okay. And you can see here when I did this, when I selected region here, you can see I got a new filter that showed up. So that makes me think we're going to be doing some dynamic zone visibility stuff. So which is going to be pretty cool. All right. Excuse me. Haven't quite woken up yet today. Let's download this fella right here. There we go. Download. No thanks. There we go. All right, let's jump into Tableau and let's get started here. So we're going to connect to, let's see, that was an Excel file. So we'll do this. We'll go to downloads. We'll do Superstore aggregated. Let's take a look at what we got. All right, so this is like monthly, and then we just roll it up to years, region. I don't see any regions in here though. I guess that's just the first 100 rows, right? So I do. Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh. Ooh. So yeah, this is like we're dealing with, it's almost like we're dealing with cube data. So that's interesting. because they're already pre-aggregated measures. So that's essentially what a cube data source is, and we don't like that, right? Tableau doesn't like cube data. Tableau wants the raw data. So let's talk about that. Let's do that. All right. So anyway, all right. Let's build this. Let's start building. These are all going to be parameters. These here are filters. How can we tell? Well, when we hover over each, you can see that I don't. I can see that these are single select, and I don't get any additional indicators above the title, right? So if I hover over category, you can see here that that's a filter here, right? You can see that that's a filter. That's a filter. So that's what we know. That's how we can know. That's also how you can know whether or not it's a set, because a set will have that, the Venn diagram circles there. So that's a little bit of a tip to figure out what kind of stuff you're dealing with on a dashboard. Is it a set? Is it a filter? Is it a parameter? That's how you'll be able to tell. So anyway, here we go. So let's just build this out. So let's do, this is going to be date grain. It's going to be a string. This is going to be a list. Okay, so there's one. Color XY. Color, nope, not a calculated field. We're just building out the parameters for right now. So this will be color. It is a, let's see how many we've got here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so here's what I'll do for that. So we'll do, I'm going to leave this as a float style, and then for the list, I'm just going to do 1, 2, whoop. And then I'll do category region segment. Category region segment none. And I believe that's what the others are too. Yeah, category region segment none, category region segment none. So I can just duplicate this. Call this, rename it to x-axis. Rename this to y-axis. Okay. All right, so I've got my 4 parameters here. And table name monthly, yearly. Okay. So when it's on monthly, okay. All right, let's see. Table name and region. Do I just like, okay. All right, let's do this here. All right, so we clear this out. Does he talk about what to do with the nulls here? That's my question. When none is chosen, null labels should appear. Okay. 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 We want to be able to select any region, but okay, because so then do I just like remove the null value? I don't know. All right, we'll see. So let's do x-axis, none, none, none. Let's just custom count. Okay, so let's do category date, so order date, we'll do exact date, table name. Allow the user to select monthly, yearly data green and filter the data accordingly. Allow the end user to select category, region, segment, or none for color X or Y. When one is selected, the respective filter should appear without null as an option. There should be no nulls value. There should be no nulls showing, no null values showing when category, region, in color or axis. You'll need to filter those out. Okay, got it. So then the first thing that we need to do, we can we set a data source filter to, well, hold on, let's see. Do we have null? So I know we have null regions. Do we have null segments? We do. Do we have null table names? No. Do we have null categories? Yes. Okay. Okay. So then can we just, so let's do customer count at the exact date for when table names equals yearly. And then I will do a data source filter on category, exclude null, region, exclude null, segment, exclude null. So January 2018, I'm not even getting my numbers to tie out. That's weird. yearly. Let's just see what we've got here. This doesn't make any sense though. Duplicate as a crosstab. What about row count? No, we've got that. Data source filters, let's remove those. Okay. Alright, so $5.95. There we go. Okay, now I got it. Okay, so we basically have to build in whenever... Okay, so let's think about this here. So we'll do this. Yearly. No, we've got to build out these. So we'll do case color. When one, then what do we do? Category region segment. When category, when one, then category. When two, then region. When three, then segment end. That is the color filter. Let's see. So right now what I need to do is select yearly. Okay. Then we do on color, but I should not have the null because all right, let's do right, I forgot one. When four, then all. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to set my default parameters here to none so that I can get my filtering correctly. So that's the other thing. So I got to do date green equals table name. Table filter. That's going to look not great for a minute because I don't have, I need to edit this. I need to edit the value because that's what Tableau sees. There we go. Yeah, okay, but so the table filter is that. Then I need to basically create a, so I need to delete, let's just delete this. So if color equals 4, right, then that means I want color to be, I want to, when color equals 4, which means we need to, when color equals 4, that means I want to only include the null rows. Right? So if I put category on there, then I'm getting those, but I'm filtering out the null values. Whenever I select none, I'm including null and excluding the rest. So how do we figure that out? How do we do that? Okay. Color equals 4, then is null. We'll just do is null region. End. Okay, and then I can continue that. Do and x-axis equals 4 and y-axis equals 4. And then what happens if I change show parameter, show parameter, show parameter? change that to category, nothing happens because I didn't do that right. This is interesting. Okay. How do you filter out the nulls when something is selected? All right, well, I know I need table name. Show parameter. How do I dynamically change so that it's like there's going to be multiple there's going to be a lot of filtering happening because this calculation has to be duplicated for region, for segment, and for category, right? But so if I do this, this is region filter, region null, and then I just duplicate this and duplicate that. Edit is null category. Edit segment. So now if I set all these to true, and segment, right? Category, segment, and region. All right, so now I should have, all right, so I've got that working, right? So this is working. So what I need to do now is if you change this, I mean, we know that this is working too, right? This will be, yeah, 595. So, okay. So that's working. And the way that we do that is we have to make sure, right? The way that we did that is, and now we just need to figure out how to, so then is null, yes. Now the problem is that if any one of these is false, this entire calculation is going to go to the else, which might be okay. Else what? Well, this is category, so then we'll just return category. No, because it's really gonna, because you have to select something in order for it to filter, right? You have to filter that. The reason that this works is because, right, if I go there, it breaks because I don't have anything in the color. Right, so if I change that to category, right, because color is no longer 4, it's 3, this evaluation turns into false, right? And you can't dynamically switch between, right, because then you can do else not is null category. That doesn't seem right. Yeah, that's what I thought. Because again, oh, would I have to change all those? Let's do that. But that's not gonna. I don't think. Okay. So what happens if I change this to... So I change that to category. So I should have the exact same numbers, just with... So then, what I need to do... Okay. So then what I'll do is, I need to create the... Do I create color on... Yeah, put... Just for the sake of this, right? We'll put... Well, that's what I need to do, my color dimension. Right? So we'll do case color when one, then category, when two, then region, when three, then segment, else all, or else empty text, because we don't want labels when those are selected. So we have to put in there, we have to put something in there. Okay. Maybe we don't. Maybe we don't even need this. Apply, add color to color. And I get just blue. I just get furniture, office supplies, technology. And I don't see the null, right? But if I go back to here, if I go back to none here, I should see one line where it's null, right? So that's working. We are figuring this out piece by piece. That's how these challenges go, and that's how we develop in Tableau, right? Like, we don't have all the answers all at once, right? It's not like that, everything everywhere all at once, right? It's not like that. We build out piece by piece. We think through logically how Tableau is working through our logical calculations, and then we do it piece by piece, and we get things to work the way that we want, and then we start building upon that, right? So that's what we've done here. So if I change this to region, I should see 4 regions, and I don't see nulls here. If I go to segment, I see my segments, but I don't see null, except when I go to none, right? And I believe all I have to do now is just duplicate this color dimension for X and Y, and that should be, and then that should be good. So let's do that. So let's duplicate that. Let's duplicate this again, right? Oop, didn't want that. So let's do this. Let's do this. Color dimension. This will be our X dimension. X axis. We'll edit this. This will be our Y dimension. Not our T dimension. Ooh, that would be bad. Our time dimension? No, thank you. And make sure that this is set to the Y axis here. Okay, so we do that. That's good. X is X. Go. Remember when you think about when you think about the X and Y axis, X is on the horizontal line of the Cartesian plane, and that's what separates columns. So we'll put X here. We'll put Y on rows. And everything is there, right? So if I have now an X-axis, and we'll do category, so I get a, let's make sure that that's working. X for category. Do I get 3 columns? I do. Good. And then if I do Y-axis for region, I get a bullet there for central, east, west. I think we figured this out, folks. I think we did it. Region, and we'll put segment on color. And there we have our small multiple. And then we click none and none and none. And if we change this to yearly, everything is working. Hot dog, look at that. See, we just had to take a few moments and just, okay, but so that's the next thing we got to figure out, right? We've got to figure out, and this is why I think the empty text is going to be better, because as I'm here and I go back to none, you can see that I've got none. This header is still here, right? And if I go here, this header is still there, right? And right now, the way that it's working, those are still there, and those are still nulls. So I do need to go in here and all to my color dimensions here, and I need to do else empty text. I thought I might need to do that. You saw me, I started to do that, and then I thought, let's not do that. So category, color, and then we'll do this. We'll do edit else empty text. I'm writing else empty text. You could very easily do when for then empty text, right? When you're doing a case statement, your else can either be your last option or the whenever it's there, right? So we'll click that. We'll click OK. And now what you can see here is that I now no longer have those. I don't have anything that shows up in those headers here, right? So then I just need to hide my field labels for columns and rows. And now you can see I've got that formatting, right? So I still see that there is a column dimension and a row dimension, but I just don't see any labels because I've dynamically labeled those correctly. So now again, when we go to color here, right, and then we go to region, then we go to segment, and then we come back to none, right, we get that. So now what we need to do, whenever we do this, we need to have, and then what we need to do is just add mark labels, and we want actually the color dimension on label, just like that. And do we have it magic? Yep, there we go. So we need to match mark color, just like that. And now what's going to happen is whenever I go back to none, because I did empty text, that's why we don't see that header there. So now the last thing that we need to do to finally do all of this is we need to have filters. So we'll do color dimension. We'll need to do, what? Well, we'll do category, all. We'll do region, all. And we'll do segment, all. I'm going to show these filters just on this worksheet. Okay. So this is why this is, and you can see here on the example that Kyle put together, you can see here, because I have none selected on color, X and Y, I don't see any filter options. Once I select category, then that shows up, right? And then whenever I do that, we know, so if I do that again, so I'm going to put color, I'm going to put category on color. Watch what happens to my category filter here. I was expecting, do we need to, only relevant, there we go. So we need to set all of our filters to relevant values. And then you can see what happened is the null furniture went away, right? Or the null category disappeared because we filtered it out using our segment null calculations. So then if I do region, you can see the null is gone there. And then I do segment there. You can see that, right? So we'll go back to none. And again, you can see here, whenever I've selected none as all three, what I get for the filters is selecting the all, or selecting the null, right? So what we need to do now is we need to create calculations that we'll be able to use for dynamic zone visibility. So how are we going to do that? How do we build out a Boolean calculation Well, I think what we just need to do is we need to have calculated field. This will be our show category. And it will be, so category is the first, right? So category is first. So it'll be color equals 1 or X equals 1 or Y equals 1. And then we'll just duplicate this for region and segment. Show region 2, 2, 2. Show segment 3. And that's going to be 3. So that means that anytime any one of those parameters is set to any one of those values, it will turn true, and that's how we'll use to, that's what we'll use to manipulate our dynamic zone visibility. So let's put all this together. I don't think we need, all right, so let's go, we don't need this one anymore. And we don't need this one anymore. So we'll go to our dashboard. What do we got? We got a 12 by 9. Fix 12 by 9. Okay, just like that. Sheet 2, put it on there. Yep. So then what we'll do, there's our, and then I need to, essentially, we can just do it from here. I'm going to, for the sake of time, I'm going to show you how to set it up, and then we just manipulate, we just format it and design it the way that we need to, which is not the most important thing to show you how to do, right? My goal here is to show you how to work through the technical issues, and then, and then it's just a matter of rearranging and putting containers on a dashboard, right? So let me show you how this works. So we have the category. This is our category filter. Everything is set to none. I'm going to go over, I'm going to select that category filter. I'm going to go over to my layout tab, and I'm going to control this container with a value. So I go here, and what do we want? We want to show category. When I select this, I should see that go away. And it does, which is wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. We know that things are working. So let's do that for each of these. Okay. So all of these are now no longer showing up. If things are working right, if I select any single one of these these three parameters to any one of those values, I should see those filters show up. So I'll select category. There's my category filter. I'll select region. There's my region filter. I'll select segment. There's my segment filter. I will go back to maybe, and then I'll just kind of go back to none here. None and none. Just like that. Okay, so that's how we set this up. Let's get rid of that. We don't need this. So that's how we know it's working. That's how everything is working, right? This was a fun challenge. What are we doing? What are we doing now? What's the next thing? Tooltips. Got it. Okay, so that's all right. So then we just do yeah, we'll do category, region, segment, drag those to tooltip. We will do let's see what it is. So we need to bring in the so let's do the order date. Looks like that was maybe at size 12. And then we have customer count, right? Customer count's back down to 10. And then we'll do here, not bold, not this. We'll do that. We'll do customer count. And then we'll go down here and we'll do this will be category, region, segment. Just like that. So we see customer count. So the last thing we need to do is to format this order date to there we go. I think we've got it, folks. And then, because I've got 5 minutes, let's see how fast I can get here. All right, so let's drop this. Let's do a horizontal container. No, we'll do a vertical container here. Always start with a blank. Then we'll drop a horizontal up there. This can come down here now. It goes right there. This is blank. I'm going to drop this into our horizontal container. And I'm going to now do let's do, what are we going to do? How do I want to set this up? I'm trying to think here. So there's our container, there's our blank. I'm going to set my, oh, come on. Why are you being so difficult here? Whoop. Vertical there. Okay, tiled here. Vertical. Oh, I don't want that. I thought I did a horizontal. Okay, so then I just need to get rid of this. Yeah. Horizontal there. Very good. Now I can do a text box in here, and we will take all of this. Huh. I thought Tableau allowed you to. Okay. Can I do it from here? No. I thought I could. Okay, well, let's do, wow, 2023, 36. Can you build a dashboard with pre-aggregated measures? That is going to be dark black. And it's going to be 15. Yeah, 15 looks good. And select from the drop downs. Select from the drop downs to add dimensions. And then we'll do not bold. Select from dimensions. Select from drop downs to add dimensions to the chart. Then filter to add and/or filter dimensions to the chart. Okay, so there's that. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a vertical in here. Okay. So I've got a vertical in there, right? Let me see. Yep. Okay. Right there. Okay. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a horizontal. There's a lot of steps here. There we go. Vertical here. And I'll make all of these drop down, single value drop downs. Which one is the blank? Vertical's down there. Okay. So then we'll do that. We'll do, these are the filters. Yes. Doesn't really matter what order you go in. Then we'll do another horizontal container right here. We can now get rid of the blank. And we can also distribute those things evenly. And now we can just put date granularity first. Then we'll do color. Then we'll do X. And then we'll do Y. Give these a little bit more space to go out. we'll kind of bring this up a little bit to bring everything together. There we go. There we go. And now, when I select none here, you'll see that things go away. And there it is. Hooray! We did it. All right. So there it is. Hopefully you found that challenge enjoyable. Lots of really cool stuff to kind of work through. Again, just take it step by step. Think about how to get your dashboard to do one thing. Just do one thing correctly, and then once you get that one thing done correctly, then you can just build on top of that as you go. So, with that, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. These are always fun. I don't think there's going to be one of these next week. Next week is Dreamforce, which is Salesforce Global Customer Conference. I will be in attendance in San Francisco, so I doubt I will be back. I know that I'll be in the air during this normal time. So if I do have one, it'll be later in the afternoon next week, my time, Central Time. So it'll be later in the afternoon, but we'll see how I'm feeling. We'll see how groggy I am. Either way, we'll find another time to get together. Otherwise, you definitely know I'll be back here a week from today, or 2 weeks from today, at the normal time. So, thanks so much. Thanks so much, Tim. Appreciate you tuning in, as always. Thank you all so much. Have a wonderful weekend. Have a great week. As always, we are Data People. I'm Hipster Viz Ninja. Go forth and viz.